The fight that we had Saturday night when she blatantly accused me of kicking the chair over, you all saw it. Those of you that took her side are blatant liars. You know I didn't move. Here's the funniest part about it. We called her mom, and her mom didn't see the video. I said, I'm going to send your mom the video, but don't. Now she's on the speaker. Her mom's on the speaker. Is your mom going to go, oh, are you okay? Or is she going to break out in laughter right from the beginning? What do you think she did? Total laughter. She didn't have a care in the world whether she got hurt. At least I showed some compassion at the beginning before I couldn't control my laughter. 1 minute. Wife. All right. I can start the show on my own. Cue the music. Robin, we need a baby update. Yeah. Every weekend. Robin is serving everybody here. She's with baby, so make sure that you have good tips for her. This is going to be her third child, I think. Baby Kia, 15 weeks in. Kaya, how do you spell Kaya? K-I-A, like the car? K-Y-A.
This is Beach Talk Radio.
Here we go.
Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. America, and all ships at sea. This is your captain speaking, Mean Gene. Mean Gene. The following will be a test of the ship's whistle, the sonar alarm, the cable alarm, and the atomic attack alarm.
Ladies and gentlemen, with the Gulf of Mexico as their backdrop, broadcasting live from the Margaritaville Resort on Fort Myers Beach, here are the hosts of the dinkiest podcast in America, Kim and Ed Ryan.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I know you folks watching on the Facebook and YouTube cannot see, but this could be the biggest crowd we've ever had here.
I know. Well,
so
you could turn
the pressure is on to be entertaining and funny. So did you bring your A game today?
Please.
Because we had one of the most...
My A game was last week when I fell off the stool.
Oh, man.
You still haven't stopped laughing about that.
That was great. It was so great. But folks, the part that you missed was the fight that we had Saturday. What the ongoing discussion that we had about who kicked over the chair. Like, there's no way she would want to be totally embarrassed on her own. Like, she caused her own embarrassment to go down. But upon further review, when she went frame by frame by frame by frame, trying to figure out when I knocked it over, I think
your leg is always shaking.
I think she came to the conclusion that she accidentally hit it.
I think it was me.
Oh man,
I do think it was me.
One time in almost 6 years, the joke was on her. Every other weekend, the joke is on me. So. By the way, if you're here in the audience, we are giving away 5 free passes to the pool. All you need to do is put your name on a piece of paper. There is no questions, no trivia questions. There is no trick or anything like that. No purchase necessary. We're just going to pull 5 names, and you're going to get a chance to go to the pool here at Fins Up. Folks, come on! If you want to hang out, we've got special drink specials here. We're going to talk about what's going on Fort Myers Beach. We're here every Saturday at 11 o'clock, and every Sunday we're at Wahoo Willie's with the mayor to talk about the rebuild of Fort Myers Beach. Which really, I mean, it's coming along sweet. It's coming along really well.
Hopefully, the people rebuilding the beach are not the people that set up this tent, because we got this big, huge tent, right, to give us some shade. And you see,
we're in the sun.
No, we are not in the sun. You are in the sun, which I don't understand. I'm the one that's always like, give me sunscreen. You switch seats with me or something.
Stop your whining today. Holy crap.
We might need to move
You woke up in such a crappy mood today. Why? What was wrong? What was your deal last night and today? Why are you so cranky? Oh, so this week,
Simple answer.
I went to
Simple question, simple answer.
Some of you may know Nancy Bouchard, who was a dentist on Fort Myers Beach. She's now a little bit off Fort Myers Beach. Well, I went to see her last week, and she said number 15 needs to come out. So I called the oral surgeon. She doesn't pull teeth, apparently. I've never been to the dentist in my life until last week.
That's not true.
I went for a cleaning once.
Oh my
I went
God.
for cleaning. I've never been to the dentist for any nefarious purposes in my mouth.
Nefarious.
Yeah.
Purposes
So
in
I
your
went
mouth. I
and
don't think that's the right use of
yeah.
that word,
So I
but
went. She
whatever.
said, number 15 needs to come out. You need to go to the oral surgeon. And so I called the oral surgeon Friday at 1:00, and apparently they close at 12:30 on Fridays. The surgeons do not work past lunchtime on Fridays. So she called him on Monday and got me in on Tuesday. So I go in on Tuesday to get my tooth pulled, and I'm gonna tell you I'm a sissy when it comes to pain. I mean, I don't like pain.
Hey, it's a good thing you weren't sitting on a stool because you would not. You would have been
But
unseated.
the people there were so nice. And so the first thing I see is the guy's coming at me with a needle. Like he's got a needle that he wants to put in my mouth. And I'm like, okay, what is that? I like, don't you shoot some kind of spray in your mouth and then it numbs the whole thing. But he's like, I gotta put a needle in your mouth. So he puts the needle. Some of you have probably gone through this, so it might be boring to you. So he puts the needle in my mouth, and now
Everybody has probably gone through.
and now my face is like, and you can't say anything. And she's like, well, we need to go get another x-ray. So we're walking around the place and I'm bumping into the walls now because I'm all drugged up. And so we get back to the chair and the doctor comes in, who's 24. I mean, every doctor now or dentist is 24 years old. And he's like, this is going to be painless. So the minute I see him set that tray up with 6 different tools, like sharp instruments, I close my eyes because I was afraid of what was going to happen. So I close my eyes and I feel him grab the tooth, right? I feel him grab the tooth. And I'm like, okay, this is cool. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. And so now he takes a break or something. He goes for a coffee break. He takes the tools out of my mouth. And I'm like, I'm sitting there. Then he brings back another tool. And then you hear something, like you hear this noise of some crackling thing, like he pulls it and you hear crackling. And that's when my eyes started to roll in the back of my head. He pulled the tooth out and then he's like, are you okay? Are you okay? And I was like, oh, next thing I know that he's giving me oxygen. They're turning me upside down, trying to get the blood to my head. And he goes, don't worry, ma'am. I mean, sir, this happens a lot. I swear, the minute I heard that crackling sound, I thought, oh my God, what is that? You're actually removing something from my face.
Your teeth are in the bone. They
I don't know.
gotta get it out.
I was totally a man until I heard the crackling noise. And then I was a little baby. I was like, they're putting cold tablets. There's 4 nurses around now putting cold tablets on my head. I'm like, whatever the hell they put on your head. And it got the oxygen
towels.
thing and I'm flipped upside down. I'm like, so by the way, it only cost $400 cash to get one tooth pulled. So that wasn't too bad. I thought for sure we were going to have to trade in the car.
I would have done it for, $150, but
so anyway, Ed, you want to come up for a couple minutes, Ed? Anyway, I'm fine today. Yesterday,
wow, I didn't get a word in edgewise, folks.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the everything's fine now. I still am chewing on one side of my mouth, but wow, the difference is I don't have headaches and I don't have sinus problems. It was that one tooth.
Well, didn't
Ladies
take
and
care
gentlemen,
of my headache. Wait, I just want to say that we do. I mean, we didn't. You're an idiot. We didn't. Cookie is better, but I did want to give a shout out to because in case you need an emergency vet, Fetch.
Yes.
I think there's one in Bonita, but the one we went to was in Fort Myers, and she also was very, very young, but really knowledgeable. And they were very good. They were very good.
The thing that threw me off was, again, the vet is 25 years old. She had a nose ring, she had a cheek ring, and but that's the way things are these days with the younger generation.
But boy, she probably
awesome.
Spent 30 minutes in the office explaining.
So, Gary, you can't now. You said you didn't want to talk about Cookie, but then you brought it up.
I'm talking about Fetch.
What happened with Cookie, our bulldog, is. Sorry, Ed, I didn't mean to bring you on.
Don't stay right there. So long.
I'm not going to make it long. There, people come here to hear the stories. This is about entertaining thing. You think Ed's entertaining?
Oh, this story about the dog is not entertaining, though.
So we have a 11-year-old bulldog who on the same day I have to get my tooth pulled, decides that she's going to have seizures. Like have you ever seen? I know it's just a pet, so I don't want to make it seem like it's an adult or it's a human being. But when you watch your dog or a pet have seizures, you think the thing's going to die. I mean, you're watching your pet in front of your very eyes. And so she had 3 seizures in one day, and it was like, okay, something's afoul here. And so we brought the bulldog in, and they put her on this medicine, which almost cured the seizures. Now, there's probably something else going on, but it seemed like the seizures stopped the next day, which is how crazy it was.
Well, that's how anti-seizure medicine works.
Thank you for clarifying it in slow motion for me.
Well, we have to go slow, use little words.
Now, so she's obviously she's going to die, but we don't know when, because all pets die, unfortunately, before humans do. Damn it. So Ed Schoonover is on the Anchorage Advisory Committee.
Boy, from death to you.
Yeah.
Nice segue.
And he's also a biker. So today's topic is going to be bikes. And I think that's probably why you're all here. Or you're here for the free pool pass.
I think it's that.
So, Ed, can you briefly, let's just spend a couple of minutes on the fact that the mooring field is costing taxpayers money. And we've really found that out for the first time last week. And
yeah, we finally got some detailed financials from the town. And the mooring field hasn't been doing very well since 2021, I believe.
So we were having a fight last night because she thinks that maybe that's a benefit to the town. And my feeling is the taxpayers of Fort Myers Beach really get no benefit from the mooring field. The businesses do. But what benefit do the taxpayers of Fort Myers Beach get to the mooring field? Why should they subsidize it?
Well, I don't know if they should subsidize it. We're in we're supposed, our expenses and our profits are supposed to match up.
They don't.
Right.
And they don't.
Not even close.
How much do you think was related okay, so it covered its costs in 2021.
Correct.
2020, does anyone, something happened in 2020 that could have affected
2022.
it. And 2020 was COVID, and that kind of put the kibosh on crap. And then 2022, something else happened that has had substantial effects on everything. So, and I don't understand why it's gone from 200,000 operating to 400,000. So, I mean, I think there also is some explanation that needs to go on. When you just look at the numbers and you don't have any context or explanation.
All right, let him answer.
All right.
Well, I'm trying to find a question in there, but
that was a good one. I did get to go off.
Yeah, we try to. We had more detailed information than
ever
what was
before
presented, and I haven't had a chance. I've been very busy this week, and
doing what?
We've had visitors in town, and
dude, responsibility. Come on.
I'm going to be on an airplane for like 27 hours.
Oh, you going to Africa?
Days, yeah. So I'll have plenty of time to mull over the numbers. Mr. Joe is a great finance guy.
He's awesome.
I didn't notice any depreciation or anything in there. So I will go through those numbers, and I guarantee you we have a really great committee for the Anchorage committee. But
Ed, let me ask a point blank question. Should the taxpayers of Fort Myers Beach subsidize the mooring field? Yes or no?
That's not a yes or no answer, Ed.
It sure is.
No, it's not, because the mooring field provides an economic aspect to the town.
I didn't ask you if the businesses should subsidize the mooring field. I asked you if the Fort Myers Beach taxpayers.
I don't believe they should. I wouldn't be happy with doing it myself, and I am a Fort Myers Beach taxpayer.
Yeah.
So.
Right.
Yeah.
So what's the answer? Why has the operation been so underwater for so long? I mean, we didn't know how underwater when Roger was around because he wouldn't show anybody the numbers.
You don't know anything other than, so have you gotten any updated numbers for previous years or just
it went back
2020?
2020, I believe, didn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, but what about before? I mean, it's been operating for a while.
Before, but I don't think that Joe could even go that far back because everything was commingled.
Okay.
What do you mean?
Well, they weren't separating things.
I like your visor.
And what I like.
They weren't separating things out. What do you mean?
Well, they were
just thrown in the general fund.
Yes, everything was going either out of or into the general fund.
So the other thing is that now the town is going to build this gigantic upland facility somewhere so that they can take a crap, they can wash their laundry, they can do whatever they have to do to come off the boat. That's who's paying for that.
Well, the town will have to pay for it.
These people.
Yeah. And me.
Yeah. Is that fair?
Well, the mooring field was set up because we didn't want people dumping their boats in our bay back here.
Right.
With black water. So we have a pump out boat and stuff like that. And this is, one of the reasons for the mooring field. There's several, but we need an upland facility. And
what's wrong with Matanzas?
Yeah, you have to have something.
We have to have something. And Frankie was optimistic about the future of the mooring field. He was even talking about expansion at one point, which I'm not quite sure we're ready for yet. But I feel the numbers were skewed a little bit because we had COVID, which I kind of forgot about. And we also
did you get COVID, by the way?
4 times.
You got it 4 times. You vaccinated?
Yeah.
You vaccinated and you got COVID 4 times. Well, the vaccination clearly worked.
Yeah, it did.
If you were vaccinated, raise your hand.
But hey,
well, half and half, about half and half.
The 4th time I wasn't even sick, but the people around me sure were. Holy cow!
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So let's forget about the mooring field,
right?
Because it's boring. The mooring field is boring.
Yeah,
so let's talk about biking.
All right.
To segue into our next big topic, ladies and gentlemen, Stephen Clark is here. He's very famous. Not yet. I know you want to be on. I know you're just love to be on. So
join us.
But you're a regular biker. You're not an e-biker.
No, I'm an e-biker.
Oh, you have an e-bike. Oh, I thought you were a regular biker. Oh, okay. You're on the.
Yeah, I'm an e-bike.
Okay. So do you ride your e-bike on Estero Boulevard from, like, you live all the way on the other side? Do you ride it in the road the whole way?
I do.
On the road.
Yep.
When you get to Red
Coconut.
Do you
ride in the lane or do you ride in the bike lane?
I ride
or do you
in the
ride
bike lane and
until
several mirrors hit my elbow from time to time.
Is that true?
Oh yeah, they don't move over at all. People are horrible. That bike lane is not very safe.
The bike lane, I feel like the bike lane on Estero is safe for regular bikers because I think the bikes are smaller than they are e-bikes. I don't have mirrors sticking out and the whole thing. And then aren't those bikes a little, Ed, you're sweating profusely. Are you okay? You want some water?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have high blood pressure or something?
I do.
Holy Christ. What is your blood pressure count?
I don't know.
Jeez.
You got.
Wow, man, you're sweating like crazy. Holy shit, man.
We're
you all
gonna
right?
have to
Can we get a
move the
water
10
for Ed or
over.
something? He's not even, he's sitting in the sun. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you mean that a mirror from cars were hitting you, not hitting?
I have had a mirror from a vehicle hit my elbow, as I'm going.
Just a
down
little
the bike
love
lane.
tap, or did it
Well,
knock
it did
you
knock
right
me
off your
my
bike?
or whatever,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
I had some choice words.
So when you get to Red Coconut, it's Katie by the door there, or whatever that saying is. Like it's suicide ride from Red Coconut to Times Square.
It's not bad in the morning, but
Okay.
in the afternoon, I think the problem that we're having is the whole sidewalk rule and the ordinance that was passed to keep the e-bikes
Right.
off the sidewalks, because we'll go back to it again. And I talked about it before on the show, and I just don't want to rehash.
Why
things too
is
much,
your
but we got to get cars off the road,
yeah,
right? So if you encourage us to ride our bikes,
right,
and we're still stuck in traffic, what's the difference?
one of the things that the town keeps saying is we want to be bike friendly, we want to be walker friendly, but they haven't really done anything to make it more bike safe.
Well, they haven't. No,
They haven't done
yet.
anything.
No.
And so why do you have your shirt like halfway open? Is that some kind of
'Cause I'm
gigolo
sweating.
thing?
I'm
I see,
sweating,
I see.
and
why didn't you wear one of our shirts? Like, you got 9 of them. You couldn't wear one
I
of
have
our
more
shirts
than
today.
9 of
I mean,
your
why
shirts.
are you wearing like you
Here.
can wear a uniform
You
today?
can move over if you
Holy
want to be more in the
Christmas, man.
shade.
Jeez. I don't know
So,
if I can answer your question
is there-
why I dressed like I did.
Are you going to
Crying
run
out
for
loud.
town council?
He
I
really
heard you were
shouldn't be
easily
giving
distracted
any-
this week. I was told you're
No.
easily
It's my
distracted.
tooth. I still
Yeah.
feel somewhat
You're
drugged up.
definitely under.
I
under
wish
the
they
influence of
had like
something.
wired your jaw shut to give everybody
That
a
would have
break.
been great.
So
Yeah.
funny
mean-
story, not so funny story. Before I even met my lovely wife, who I love beyond belief, like even more than I love the dog, I got my jaw busted like in 2 places. Like somebody hit me with a baseball bat across the face and broke my jaw in Oneonta.
the roughest city
And
in
so-
That's right.
New York.
So
The
when the
gritty underside.
when the oral surgeon
Underbelly of
saw
it.
the X-ray, he saw the plates. He put the X-ray up. He saw the plates. He goes, "Wow, you must have got your jaw broken a long time ago because nobody uses those old screws anymore." You could see. He said, "You should have told me you had plates in your face before I did any of this work here." I said, "Who gives a
You
shit?"
should probably say that if you ever have to get an MRI, because that magnet's going to pull it right out through your face. That would be something to
That would-
watch. Wow. I'm doing a live show from that.
So Ed,
There
how
he
many?
goes in the MRI.
Oh, how many times have you been to Africa?
Probably 10 to 15.
Why do you go to Africa?
Well, we do mission work there.
Yeah.
And that's the main reason.
So everybody might know that Kim's going to Africa. She's got her passport.
Not yet. I mean, I've applied for it.
Well,
I got to keep calling the State Department. Where is it?
She's going in October, and the goal is to what? To help out. The kids don't have anything in Africa. Go figure, right?
Yeah.
So what are you going to bring the kids, dear?
Well, Duplos, Legos.
Legos?
The little blocks.
What
and
about
dolls.
clothes?
I'm going to bring whatever they say. But the first meeting, and apparently peanut butter is a big
Can't they just order it on Amazon or no? They can't order it on Amazon.
That's what my
I ordered
mother
peanut butter on
said, too.
Amazon last week. I got a freaking giant bucket, like a whole 15.
You ordered? Yes, I went in the closet today. There's a case of peanut butter in our a case.
Because you know what she
12.
does? She saves like the old peanut butter jars, and she gets a big spoon, and then she waits till there's 4 or 5 old peanut butters, and then she makes a new peanut butter. And I'm like, I'm buying a friggin' gigantic vat of peanut butter.
Because you throw it out when there's perfectly good peanut butter in that
because
jar.
when you put the knife in the peanut butter jar, it comes out all over your hands.
I'll bet you that if we take peanut butter to Africa, they're going to make sure,
Yeah.
use
Yeah.
it. Don't be
So
wasteful.
the reason I bring the peanut butter thing up is because if we raise money for Africa, it's going to be, we're not raising money for her to go.
Right.
We're raising money for things to be purchased for the kids who have nothing. And I said to her, are you going to be able to
And
send
the nuns.
Yes, we love the nuns. If you go out there, can she do videos? Because
absolutely.
Well, she said they had no internet.
They can't do live stuff.
Why not?
I've had a package before where you can, but once you get back to wherever you're staying at a lodge or convent or whatever it might be, there's going to be internet that you can upload things.
Yeah, you can upload it. You can't do it live.
Well, as long as people can see what you're doing over there,
because
they're going to love that.
I was reading.
Has anybody
that
been to Africa? Raise your hand. You've been to Africa.
Her son has.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, I am never going to Africa. I'm just putting that out there now. You guys have been to Africa?
He's been
5 times.
Wow. Nice.
On a mission?
Independent.
Okay.
I want to see you climb Kilimanjaro. That's what I think.
Is that a mountain?
Cool.
He's not doing it.
Not at all. Not going to do it. No.
I could do it, but I'm going to need some extra.
I'm never leaving Florida again. Well, unless I go to Wisconsin, it's the same thing.
Well, there could be warrants out.
We're trying to. I think we're close to Wisconsin and Minnesota. I don't know about Michigan. Yeah, Michigan would be tough.
I've got bias in that, so I'll just stay out of it.
Oh, there's some Michigan people there. They got a nice crowd here today. Very nice crowd.
Very nice crowd.
Beautiful
Every time
day
I'm on the show.
Yeah, they're painfully getting through
Yes,
your commentary, waiting for the tickets.
All right, let's pull some tickets. Let's. I'm gonna keep your name and I'm gonna give it to Travis, so Travis can hook up with you.
Just do one.
We'll do 2 now. All right. I should have said make sure you write neatly. Mike Weeble, is Mike here? All right, Mike.
Nice.
Mike, if you do me a favor, just write your phone number on. Okay,
No,
can't
it
help
was
how he
very
writes.
clear.
It wasn't very clear. It was totally sloppy.
It was very clear.
All right, and Randall Cook. Randall Cook. All right, we got 2 people. If you guys can write your phone numbers on there, I'll hook you up with Travis, and then we have 3 more day passes to go. Anything else you want to say, Ed?
I got nothing left for you.
All right, Ed Schoonover, everybody. He is he's running for town council in November. He's on the Anchorage Advisory Committee, and he's an e-biker, and he wears pink shorts. I don't know why, but thank you, Ed, very much.
They're peach
shorts.
Peach.
All right.
Yeah. See ya.
All right. So, folks, in case he's right. What are you saying? Hand signals. I don't know what that means. If you're going to be around tomorrow, the vice mayor who announced yesterday he is running for another 4-year term is going to sit in for Dan Allers tomorrow at Wahoo Willie. So we're going to have the vice mayor on. Let's get our friend from e-bikes on. I'm totally having a brain fart here. No, Kim and Doug and Stephen are going to come on after we. Yes.
Wow.
I'm listen, it's the drugs are still wearing off on me. We're going to talk about e-bikes. Fox e-bikes. Thank you.
I could have helped you out, but I just was marveling at how long it was taking you to come up with that.
I didn't even ask everybody how the sound was. We have a big Facebook audience watching too. Thank you for coming back.
Thank you.
E-bikes has been a big topic over the last week. I don't know who started it or how it got started. Wait, I do know who started it. It was me. I'd like to start trouble.
I believe it really started when the gentleman got pulled over for riding an e-bike on the sidewalk.
Yes.
But he was riding it manually.
Actually,
and the officer still said, no, you can't be on the sidewalk.
Actually, it was somewhat confusing because I tell you a quick story. There were 5.
There are no quick stories, folks. Put your feet up, order another drink, get some food.
She doesn't understand the importance of storytelling. There were 5 regular bikers riding on the sidewalk one day, and they got pulled over by the sheriff's department. The 5 regular bikers, and they were confused because the ordinance says regular bikers can ride on the sidewalk. And so they didn't know why the sheriff's deputy was, running their information. And then it turned out it was a mistake. The sheriff's deputy made a mistake. He wasn't sure what the ordinance was. You can ride a regular bike on the sidewalk. You can't ride anything motorized on the sidewalk. And so here we are now, and the island wants to be a more bikeable island, but they're not doing any. They're basically doing the opposite of making it more friendly to bikers. I think e-bikes should be outlawed. No offense, but you don't really get any exercise that way.
Well, they're not for exercise.
I'm
it's
just
for
kidding. I'm
transportation.
kidding. All right.
How fast do they go? Again?
Well, state law, you're not supposed to go above 28.
State law?
Yes. And most bikes are regulated to go about 20. You can
fiddle with it
if you buy
an
one.
e-bike is regulated to go 20 miles an hour.
That's
pretty fast on a sidewalk.
I know
it is very
it is fast on a sidewalk, but we can pedal a regular bike at that. It's not any different.
It's not okay.
It's
riding a regular
speed-wise.
bike 20 miles an hour takes effort.
Yes.
If the wind is blowing in your face, you're not riding.
I'm just talking about speed.
But I wouldn't ride. But I wouldn't ride a regular bike on the sidewalk at 20 miles an hour.
Not at 20 miles an hour. No.
So we went to the public safety meeting when Ed was having his tooth pulled.
Yeah, I missed that one.
It was very good. There was several people there.
I'm fine. Thank you for asking.
It's awful having a
Have you had a tooth pulled?
Yes. My God,
Holy
I felt
crap.
like I lost an arm. I
know.
was grieving.
Did they have to give you oxygen and turn you upside down?
It was a mess.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I feel better though. I mean, a ton better. I'm still chewing on the other side.
Well, eventually it'll adjust.
Here's the thing too that's crazy. Like I couldn't eat what I usually eat. Like I skipped like 2 meals a day and I still gained 3 pounds. Like I thought for sure I was going to lose weight because I couldn't eat.
Well,
it didn't work that way.
Didn't stop you drinking.
No, I drank more. Dave told me to drink more. He said that beer goes down easier. He was totally right.
Yep.
So
back to e-bikes?
Yes.
If we have to.
If you don't, you've got to take control of this conversation.
The mayor asked a very good question. He asked it to Chief Worth.
Yeah.
What are the statistics on vehicle versus bicycle compared to bicycle versus pedestrian? It would be a really good statistic to look at. What I brought up, it was very fortuitous that 2 people came in and rented bikes the day before. They loved Lover's Key. She was completely enamored with the wildlife, the manatees, showing me pictures. But then they brought up a YouTube channel called Not Just Bikes. And this gentleman looks at communities all over the country, Canada, Europe, and how these communities have been able to incorporate pedestrians, bikes, and cars. It's very enlightening. It'll give you a different perspective on traffic control, everything.
Yeah.
So after looking at some of these YouTubes, which I hope people do, and
what's
they
it called
wrote down,
again?
it's called Not Just Bikes.
Not Just Bikes on
YouTube.
YouTube.
The Houston one
Houston
is the first one I watched.
Why look at that one? Why?
Oh, it'll make you glad you don't live in Houston.
Because people get so he's recording people running over people. Is that what he's doing?
He talks about how it works to get around without a car, for instance. I mean, to summarize, I hate to put it this quickly, but if you build an infrastructure where you need to get from point A to point B, and the only way you can get from point A to point B is by a car, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Right.
You're going to take a car.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, here in Fort Myers Beach, there's a stretch of Estero Boulevard that does not have a bike path.
Right.
And I tested it. I don't want to ride on Estero Boulevard.
Right.
It's too narrow. I really believe that e-bikes should be allowed on that sidewalk, especially, for instance, if we did a pilot program for just that stretch. but with proper marking, proper signage. That's another
On the
thing.
sidewalk.
Yeah, that's another thing he goes into is signage.
Yeah, there's
marking.
no signage that explains even share. There's
Well-
not even a share the road sign anymore for regular bikers.
Right. If you think
Well,
about it,
it's
when you
they've got the thing on the ground
Yeah.
so that you
thank
know
you.
if you're driving in that section, you have to share the road with
The thing-
with a bike.
But here's the thing: if everybody had common sense, we wouldn't even be having this show. That's the problem
well,
with.
not
every-
everybody has
But
common
even
sense.
as a regular biker,
Not even the people
know-
to my right.
I know I say this and repeatedly, but I bike all the time. And when I see that pack of bikers coming from Naples taking up the road from the bridge to Red Coconut, I think you guys are screwing it up for the rest of us. Why
Mhm.
can't you ride in the bike lane?
Right.
There's a perfectly good regular bike lane from the bridge to Red Coconut. Yet they're taking up the road, and the cars now have to go in the middle lane or they have to wait. Now, you can say they're driving 20 miles an hour, 25 miles an hour, but that's still not 30 miles an hour. That pack is not riding the speed limit. And they should be in the bike lane to me.
So what if we had a bike lane that had speed limits posted, signs posted, and for e-bikes, pedal assist at the lowest level only.
Yeah.
I tried it. To
You
get
tried
my
what?
bike. I have a Cheetah that I rode.
Is that a bike?
It's
Cheetah?
a bike. It's an
Or is-
e-bike. I left it in pedal assist 1. I did not hit the throttle. I mean, my legs were burning and I couldn't get it above 11 miles an
Yeah.
hour.
Well, I mean, I think that's a fair speed to be riding on the sidewalk.
Mhm.
Even that's fast. Even
Well,
11
well,
miles
the
an hour is
thing
fast.
Though, is if you can ride, if no one's on the sidewalk, whatever.
So-
but when you see people pull over or slow down, I mean, it's not that hard to adjust your speed. But so there's a speedometer on the e-bike.
Yes, the
I
display
mean,
will.
on a regular bike, you
don't.
you just have to gauge it by. Geez, I do it all the time. I'm coming up on somebody.
Right.
I'm going to move over
Right.
or slow way down.
Or you could do like what Ron does. He's got a bell on his bike, right, Ron? And these guys have a bell on their bike. Which, hey, I'm coming up behind you.
Well,
Make
yeah,
it loud, make it nice and
no,
easy
but
for
I'm
people to
saying
know.
even if I'm coming, we're looking at each other.
Why-
I just slow
Do
down.
you think that e-bike should be allowed on the beach?
I'm not sure why they're not allowed on the beach. And maybe if somebody explained that to me,
Because I
could
think
give you a
they're
better-
afraid they're going to run somebody over.
They can only go, well, once again, put in some regulation, put in
Yeah.
some speed limits, put
On
in
the
some
beach?
signage. I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm not,
Do you
that
think
I'm not an expert
Do you
on-
think
on
they
the
should be
beach.
allowed on the sidewalks?
With that stretch where there's no bike lane,
Just
absolutely.
from what if maybe just from Red Coconut to Times Square?
Right. And what if you marked it? Maybe it
Yeah.
was a green color so that the
Yeah.
bikes were in this lane, and then there was those stamps with the bikes and signs that said 11 miles an hour or 10 miles an hour, no throttle.
Mhm.
Anybody that rides an e-bikes knows what no throttle
Mhm,
means.
mhm.
Terry, I agree with you. Not all bicyclists are courteous. That's true too. I mean,
No, and neither are all pedestrians.
or drivers. I'm going to tell you a quick
I mean-
story. I got a quick story. No comment about that. So-
I'm going to time it.
I left the show Sunday. I was going to bike home after the show or meet her for lunch to Gulf Coast. So I bike from Wahoo Willie's to Gulf Coast. So, there's no bike lane when you get over the bridge, but you gotta hug the white line. But there's enough room for a car and a bike. So you get out, I get on to, I don't know which way I went, but I got all the way to Alico. I got on Alico, nice bike lane on Alico, a lot of debris, but a bike lane. And then I get to Gulf Coast and I'm ready to make the right-hand turn to get into Gulf Coast. And a big black truck with totally blacked out windows, he got right behind me and he just laid on the horn. Like he wouldn't stop. He didn't beep. He
You don't
laid
know.
on the
It could
horn.
have been a girl, but I'm just saying.
He laid on the horn like because he hates bikers. Now that's the other thing. Some drivers just hate the fact that bikers are out on the road.
They don't want to share.
And so I put my bike down in the middle of the road and I went back to the truck and I was like, I'm cursing at the guy. Like, I mean, you could kill me with that truck. I mean, you could kill me with that truck. Now I'm thinking, what an ass I am. I got off my bike. He could shoot me and kill me right there. So no, there's no winning, but a bike and a car, it's 100% you're going to lose that fight when you're on a bike.
Exactly. Vehicle versus bicyclist.
So
Usually the
I
bicyclist
mean,
loses.
there's got to be a some kind of common ground where if you want more bikers in Florida or on Fort Myers Beach. There's got to be some give and take.
Well,
Right.
I think the other thing too is you can put in that lane, you can put in all the safety measures that you should put in, and you're still going to have to accept that there's going to be people that don't follow it and accidents that happen.
Yeah.
So you're just going to you just do the best you can with the information that you have at the time and go from there, because you can't regulate everybody.
Yeah.
There are people that are just idiots.
I think that if you're riding your bike from this part of Fort Myers Beach to Red Coconut, you just have to ride slow. You just have to get off the bike, get on the sidewalk, off the sidewalk, because
and you
everybody's,
have to drive
especially during
slow
season.
in this
Yeah.
this
well,
area.
they
It's
are
busy.
driving slow.
People have been out. They've
Yeah.
had a couple of drinks. They might list out
Yeah.
into the. You
Yeah.
have to be careful.
And for those of you that don't know, my wife is not allowed to ride a road bike anymore because, she
Go with
thought,
another story.
yeah, she thought that because she was in the bike lane, she was always going to be safe. So we were riding on, some of you may know this story. We were riding on Tree Line one time, and there was a vehicle with a flat tire parked in the bike lane.
Ran out of gas.
She didn't put her head up in time to slam right in the back of the vehicle. And that's why she has a scar on her face, because she wasn't looking. And that's the day I almost went to jail, because I was like, dude, there was a giant amount of grass. You couldn't pull the car out of the bike lane,
Yeah.
and there was nothing we could do about it.
I
Like
know,
it was
You make
fine.
it sound like I was. When you ride those bikes, you're down
Yeah.
on the
No,
handlebars,
but your
and
eyes aren't.
your neck hurts. So you just are looking a few feet in front of you. And
Please.
honestly, when we got to the ER, when I got out of the hospital, and the doctor
Yeah.
was like, if you had your head up,
Yeah.
not survivable. It cracked my helmet, which is why everybody should wear
That's
a
right.
helmet,
Yeah.
because that helmet on that day, that helmet saved
I don't
my
care
life.
how slow people are riding. I mean, and I'm not for regulation of anything, but there's no reason not to wear a helmet, because you could fall off at 1 mile an hour
Yep.
and hit your head the wrong way and
Yep.
die.
Right.
Especially when you're on a bike. But anyway, enough about death.
I do have memory problems, which is why we're still married. So
Yeah.
there
Oh.
was that benefit.
Every once in a while, she comes up with a good one, everybody. So anyway, tell us about where Fox e-bikes is. Now, when people come and rent a bike from you,
Every
what,
week I'm having trouble with this.
what do you tell them? Like, what do you tell them the
Oh,
rules are?
I always tell them the rules.
Okay, what do
I
you tell them?
explain the way you go over the bridge, that you need to ride with the flow of traffic.
Where's your place?
It's right over on San Carlos Island in the same strip mall as Tina's,
Yeah.
Big
All
Daddy
right.
Shrimp. So I tell them you need to ride with the flow of traffic, the big bike lane with the bus. And I said, as soon as you come over the bridge, the bike lane ends.
Yeah.
What I do is I turn right, because I'm too uncomfortable trying to look and get onto the left. I right in front of Mr. Waves, and I assess the traffic, and then I figure it out, and then I get back to come this way. I also explain you need to be in the bike lanes, and that the city does not want you to ride on the sidewalk.
Does not want you to.
Well, they're not allowed to.
Yeah.
That's the rule.
They might change that, though. I know that the town is opening up the ordinance to look at it
Right.
at maybe the next M&P meeting, or see that maybe they should allow them to ride on the beach or something. But I mean, somebody's got to be like, if somebody's breaking the rules, like going too fast, I agree with you that they should be allowed to ride on the sidewalk, but there should be a speed limit. There should be a minimum speed limit.
limits, some markings,
Because-
no throttle.
Right. It should be slow. The speed limit should be slow.
Right.
Until you get into the open space where you
Exactly.
can ride
But
again.
the other thing too is, I mean, if people are here on vacation riding a bike, they're probably not doing it for exercise, so they should be going slow.
Yes, they should be going
most
slow.
likely are going or should
Yeah.
be going at a reasonable pace.
So how can people rent a bike from you, and then we'll let you roll?
Absolutely. You can rent online, foxybikes.com. You can rent online. You can call us. We'll book it for you. We do hourly, half day, full day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day, weekly, all kinds of rentals. And we have a lot of different sizes of bikes. If you've never ridden a bike,
right,
we do
out.
free test rides. We always want to make sure you're comfortable. Take it out in the parking lot, give it a little whirl, make sure you're okay with that bike.
Thank you for coming on.
You're welcome.
Fox
Thank you for
e-bikes,
having me.
everybody. Fox e-bikes. Yeah. It's crazy. You know, I was talking to some folks before. You never know what topic is going to be a hot topic. You know, you talk about FEMA and it's like, yeah. Then you talk about bikes. It's like, oh yeah, everybody wants to know about what's going on with bikes. So before we get to our e-bikers, including Stephen Clark, everybody, I didn't know he was an e-biker until yesterday. He used to work in Detroit, by the way, on TV, so he's a big deal. I need to tell you about Starlight Electric, locally family owned and operated since 2013. And that's about a decade or so ago. They are licensed in Florida since 2004. Both owners are involved in daily operations and lifelong Southwest Florida residents. And one is a brand new Fort Myers Beach resident. Give Starlight Electric a call because you know where they are. They're sitting on Estero Boulevard in their car right now, waiting for you to call them so they can light you up at 239-641-9611. 239-641-9611. And also Valerie's Lounge and Liquors. They are located over by the Walmart. You know, the Walmart is the only place that has Blue Monster. For some reason, I don't know why. Publix doesn't sell it, or Winn-Dixie doesn't sell it, or sometimes you can find it at a 7-Eleven, Dave, but the Walmart is the only place you can get cases and cases of Blue Monster. I'm sure you can get it on Amazon. I bet you thought I lost my place. But no, Valerie's Lounge and Liquors is now a non-smoking atmosphere, and they're open Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. until 2 a.m., and Saturday and Sunday. And you know who plays there? The Flying Hasselhoffs. Yeah, the Flying Hasselhoffs. Every Thursday night starting at 9 o'clock, so you can kick off your weekend with a Hasselhoff. What does that name remind you of? Yeah, David Hasselhoff from, what's the name of that show? What? Baywatch? No, it wasn't. Was he in Baywatch? Didn't he have some show with a car? Knight Rider. What was the name of the car? Kit. Yeah. Oh, you guys are so smart. We should have done trivia. Oh, let's pull another name out. The passes are for one person. Well, the idea is we give you one, you buy one. I mean, come on, it's business is business here. You know how it works. Capitalism. This isn't China. All right. Next winner is Jill Hopkins. Is Jill in the house? All right, Jill, you win a free pass. One more. Let's do one more, and then we'll have our guests come on. Our e-bikers, our crazy e-bikers that are causing all the trouble. Susan Todd. Susan, nice. Susan gets a free pass. All right, Stephen Clark, everybody, come on down. Give a big hand for Stephen. And Kim and Doug, are you here? Kim and Doug. All right, come on down. We have an extra seat in the back there, so. All right. Yeah, you are on. No, we're just going to have to share a mic. That's all. Make sure you're on the screen there. Don't fall. Whatever you do. Well, actually fall. I mean, that was.
I know. Today we are dangerously close.
They can't sit out that far. Doug, get in. You got to get in the screen, Doug.
Pull around here.
Yeah, Doug, get in the middle there. All right, Stephen Clark. First thing before we start.
That's what I have to do.
Before we start talking about bikes, where are you playing this weekend?
Right here at Margaritaville. I'll be about 40 feet from right here at the corner of the License and Chill Bar.
Right here.
Tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. Sunday night. And then I got Lowell at 2 o'clock tomorrow.
Last time we spoke, you were telling me that's such a shitty spot right there.
Unfortunately, it's out in the middle of the sun, and there's no blockage from it. There's no cover on it yet.
Yeah.
They're going to work on it and eventually fix that. But right now,
we're going to fix it for you.
So. Well, you're supposed to take care of that for me, Ed.
Well, my general manager left now. I don't know what the hell is going on after that. So
that's what happened. He probably went in and told him, okay, we need to fix that. And they said, no, you're out of here.
That's better.
All right. Kim, how are you guys? Nice and close with the mic. We'll just share that one. How are you guys? Did you guys bike here?
We sure did.
Now, tell us how safe or unsafe is it for you to bike from? Where do you bike from?
Lagoon Road.
Oh, wow. You're all the way on the other end.
South End.
That's where Schoonover lives.
We're all neighbors. We're all neighbors.
Okay. So what would you like to see done so that it's more bike friendly for you? Wait, we got to use the mic.
Get rid of cars, I think.
Just do a bike lane all the way from Red Coconut.
But you can't. There's no room there. There's no room for a bike lane. So that's not even an option. I mean, seriously, there's no room for a bike lane. How do you... I mean, that would be the resolution,
right.
But there is no room for a bike lane. So what's plan B, man?
Make room.
Make room.
I've got a suggestion. I think this is, at least for
a
the
smaller
short term.
sidewalk?
No, you make pedestrians on one side of the road, bikes on the other side.
We talked about
that. Yeah, that suggestion came up. So you're talking about like have pedestrians on the beach
They're
side.
all on the beach side, and bikes all on the, and then you put a line that says, on the left side it's faster bikes, on the right side slower.
Okay, so
But
just
also you need to license the behavior so e-bikes aren't doing 20 miles an hour down
all right.
the sidewalk.
Well, before we
Right.
get to the behavior, part of that. I mean, I'm gonna play devil's advocate for that. Is you got people parking on the other side.
Yep.
There's going to be nonstop people crossing the road, and then
like there aren't already.
But then
Exactly.
you get into the whole stopping traffic situation.
So the second solution is you build a path down the beach, a
Yes.
boardwalk style path
Yes.
down the beach, and it only has to be as far as like Red Coconut down the beach.
Okay, so what do you do with all the property owners down there that might not want a
Called
pet?
eminent domain, baby.
I love that idea, eminent domain. So what is it? The fascination with e-bikes?
I try to keep up with my husband. I used to have a regular bike and
Yeah.
couldn't keep up. So
Why?
I had to give in and buy the e-bike.
Okay. So
I've had an e-bike since 2015.
have you guys had any incidents with the e-bikes that made it like feel like, oh man, this is dangerous?
I don't like riding any bike out here in Fort Myers Beach. It's really, to me, it's not bike friendly.
Isn't that strange though? They
Yes.
want the island to be more
Right.
bike friendly. So,
Do you
but they're
think
really
it's not bike friendly? Is it the people? Is it the infrastructure? What is
It's
it
the
that makes it?
infrastructure.
Okay.
No, it's just my wife and I rode up here today. She was on her regular bike,
yeah.
and I'm on the e-bike.
Yeah.
And so I let her lead, and she sets the pace. We did 15 miles an hour up the island. And now with e-bikes, you're not always on E. Matter of fact, I usually keep it on just like one pedal assist just to give it a little help to counteract the weight of the bike. But I'm still pedaling as hard as she is
Mhm.
to get here to keep that 15 miles an hour. Then we got all the way up here. And as you said, Katie barred the door. You hit that spot up there where suddenly the bike lane runs out. And I had cars whipping around me. I had no choice but to go on the sidewalk because
Right.
the cars were not, it's a curve also where it
Right.
runs out. So I had to stay on the sidewalk for 2 blocks before I could finally even get onto the street.
Right.
And then as soon as I got on the street, I'm pedaling at 15 miles an hour. Cars are doing 25
Yeah.
and they don't want to slow down. So now they're swinging around you. And then cars on the other side of the street are coming at them honking because they're in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
And it just becomes chaos.
Mm-hmm.
So would you prefer to ride your e-bikes on the sidewalk?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
So do you think that no, you're saying no. Why are you saying no?
Not me personally, because people hog the sidewalk, and they should, because they're called sidewalks.
Yeah.
They're made for walking.
Well,
Yeah.
you can put a sign on it that
I
says
don't like
bikes too.
riding on the sidewalk. I'll put my bike in the car lane, but I'll bump up my speed on my e-bike with the flow of traffic.
Is the solution to put a line down the sidewalk from Red Coconut to Times Square on one of the sides? I mean, or maybe both of the sides, bikes to the right, walkers to the left.
Well, that's what they do in Europe. My wife and I were in Europe last
Oh,
year.
I love
and
Europe.
All over the place. All over the place.
What
That's
part of
how
Europe?
they do it.
What- what-
Everywhere. We were all the way
They-
from
they
Amsterdam
do-
all the way to
Yeah.
Italy.
They
Did you
split
bike in
the-
Europe?
No.
Can I ask a question? They
No, we
split
walked.
the sidewalk, or they have one sidewalk
Well, the s-
walkers, one
No,
sidewalk
the sidewalks
bikers?
are generally a little wider, but they do put a
Mhm.
line in so many places where they'll have a symbol for bikes and a symbol
Okay.
for walkers.
They're a lot slower in Europe anyway.
That's
so,
true. They
yeah.
do take the time.
So do you think it would make sense to I think I asked a question, he didn't answer it, and then you interrupted me. I
Oh
think
yeah,
that's what,
right.
if you had a line down both sides of the sidewalk. I don't know if the sidewalk is big enough for that though. Bike,
It is not very wide now.
yeah. It's a whole fucked up thing, man. There's no answer to it. I mean, really. I mean,
Yeah.
what is the answer to it? I mean,
Well, the other thing is,
Kim, what is the answer?
I don't have the answer.
Yeah. I love your
exactly.
fingernails, by the way. Holy Christmas. Show the fingernails. Like, where did you get those done?
You have something with that.
I know. I
And
mean, Kim, how much did those fingernails cost you?
We should not talk about
Oh,
that.
seriously,
Oh,
come
yeah.
on.
Don't
How
ever
much?
come on to
'Cause
Ed's
she
show
doesn't
without
want him to
expecting
know.
to talk about how much you make, how much you
How'd you
pay for
spend?
something.
I'm still
you
working
spend?
on how much
I
you
know,
made
you're
in
what you've been
Detroit.
for
How
years
much did
you've been.
those fingernails cost you? Like, and how often do you get them done?
Every 3 weeks.
Every 3 weeks. And what is that? And let me guess, 150.
No.
150.
I mean, I've never got my
$45.
45. Why were you
Yeah.
so ashamed of
Well,
$45?
because my husband is sitting here and he doesn't like it
That-
when I
Oh.
spend
That's cheaper
money.
than your Blue
I
Monster
see.
habit.
That's true.
Hey, Ed,
So-
you want to know what the solution is? The solution, first of all, you've got to stop trying to ban the e-bikes and just ban the behavior. Like
Yeah.
I saw a guy weaving. I was in my car going up to play here at Margaritaville last Sunday, and some guy was weaving in at top speed on an e-bike,
Yeah.
not pedaling, just using full accelerator. Just right between me and another car, then up to another one,
Yeah.
and then onto the sidewalk, jump the sidewalk. He's literally jumping.
Yeah.
He's going so fast. That's the behavior you need to stop. And if I'm on the sidewalk doing the same speed as my wife on her bike right next to me, why am I in trouble and she's not? I'm not using my E. I'm using my pedal.
Yeah.
Right.
I think the town needs to figure out what they want first. And then they need to go to the sheriff's department and say, okay, this is what we want. When you see somebody, can you gun a biker? I don't mean shoot them or tase them or anything. I mean, can you measure? I mean, maybe they should. Maybe they should just shoot one. I mean, just shoot one and then.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Can they tell the speed of a biker from the gun?
They should be able to.
So.
So you make an example of the first 5 or 10 bikers that are going too fast, and then you establish some kind of, wow, what was that?
I don't know.
Somebody just got a biker just got shot. Holy shit, man! Jeepers creepers! Wow, that cheeseburger looks good. Wow, the food is coming out now.
Wow.
How about Stephen A. Clark? How much? How about this crowd here, man?
This is awesome. Everywhere I go, I see these damn yellow shirts.
I know, isn't it? You got to come. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah. So where were we? Oh, so on the beach now. Why do you think you can't ride a bike, but when you're out by the water, any kind of bike?
I'm not sure.
Well, you can ride a beach bike.
I know, but we're talking about e-bikes.
E-bikes. I don't know. I guess I'm not allowed to. I have done it here, but because I have so far not yet seen police staking themselves out on the beach. But yeah, so I've been on an e-bike
I've
at the
done
beach
it, been
because
stopped.
Yeah. Oh, have you been
on your
stopped?
e-bike?
Oh, I've been stopped by the beach patrol.
Oh, but they can't write you a ticket. What do they
No,
tell you?
They threatened me. They threatened to call the sheriff.
Okay.
Who could write a $100 ticket.
And the beach patrol is an electrified vehicle, right?
Yeah,
Golf cart.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a tooth pulled, Steven?
I've had 4.
Holy
and I
shit.
got one that's got to still come out.
Yeah, I mean,
You're a wimp. Just do it.
No, man. I mean,
know it's not
did
easy.
they-
Just do it.
did they put a needle in your mouth and numb you up?
Can I tell you my favorite joke?
Sure.
Guy goes to the dentist.
Yeah.
He says, "Oh, I'm going to have to fill this tooth." And so he pulls out the drill and the guy says, "Oh, no." He pulls out the needle to give him the Novocaine. He says, "No, man, I can't. I hate needles. You can't give me a needle." So the dentist said, "Okay." And he pulls out the gas. And the guy said, "No, you can't give me the gas. It gives me a headache." So the dentist roots around for a while, comes out with a little triangular blue pill. He said, "Here, this will do it." And the guy says, "That looks like Viagra. Is this going to work to kill the pain?" He goes, "No, but when I start drilling, it'll give you something to grab onto."
I can't believe you guys laughed at that.
That's a good joke, I think. And only on Beach Talk Radio could I tell that joke.
That's a blue joke.
Yeah. I apologize
That's
for
right.
for
It's a
my guest there,
family
Kim. I
show.
know you're offended by that joke.
No,
yeah.
not at all. It's fine.
Yeah. Why? Does he take Viagra, your husband?
Hell yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay, can we get back to the bike?
Yes, Kim.
Right.
What is your solution to the bike
I
problem?
told you before, I don't have a solution, but also I think everybody needs to ride with the traffic
Yes.
Yes.
instead of you're going with the traffic and someone's coming.
I thought
this
that
way.
was a no-brainer right there. There shouldn't be people riding against you. Run against the traffic. You don't
happens
ride against the
Oh,
traffic.
they'll get in
the
the bike
time.
lane on the wrong side of the road.
Oh, no way.
Oh, yeah, people are
Oh,
doing
they
that.
do
Now I'm
that
coming
too.
at a bike coming at me, too. So
Right.
No, well, that's
Yeah.
totally wrong.
That's stupid.
I mean, so if we were all to get together, this group of 4 or 5 people have here in the audience, and go to a council meeting and say, this is the solution to the bike problem. You all 5 of you say you want to be bike friendly, but you're worrying about this FEMA shit that nobody cares about. And we want this to be a bike friendly island. What would we tell them if we stop complaining and just come up with a solution? What would it be? What would it be?
Why can't you take eminent domain and make it just a little bike lane?
Where are
Just
we
on the
taking
beach.
them?
Coconut down. You can't take a little sidewalk and make it a bike lane. I
Well,
don't know
the
why
sidewalk,
you can't.
but the sidewalk is owned by Lee County. So can you eminent domain another government?
You're gonna have to get them involved.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Lee County doesn't care about Fort Myers Beach, do they?
I have no idea. I don't really. Yeah.
Maybe once in a while they do. I mean, the pier is going to take 12 years before it's built. Yeah, I'm just kidding. It's 4 years, and it's going to be a tiny pier, by the way.
It's kind of like the 5-year
Yeah, take the
Boulevard
mooring
project.
field money. I like that idea, Ed. Take the mooring field money that you guys are wasting and build a bike lane.
Yeah, there you
So-
go.
To be honest with you, I don't think there's a solution to the problem because there's just no room.
Well, there is a short-term and a long-term solution. I think you're right. If the town wants to be bicycle friendly, they've got to come up with a short-term solution, which is going to involve using exactly what we have in some other fashion.
Yeah.
Right.
Which means we got to figure out how to get people
Here's
There's
off the
only
roads
so
on
much
the e-bike.
space, so
Yeah.
you're going to have to do something that somebody isn't
Yeah.
probably going to like.
Then I
But
think-
long term,
Yeah, the thing long term, I think you do that beach pass. So many communities have
Now,
those.
now that
Yeah.
I've asked you guys a question and you couldn't answer it, I'm going to give you the answer because I know what the
Oh,
answer
I
is.
thought I had a
Here
good
we
answer.
go.
Sorry,
He's going to tell us he has
but
the
you
solution.
have to build some kind of bike path, walking path on the beach.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
You
absolutely.
have it has to from here to
Isn't
Red
that what you
Coconut.
said?
That's what I just said. Yeah,
Mission Bay.
No,
San
you said-
Diego,
I
they
know
have
that's
that.
beautiful. That's
Don't
beautiful.
put words in his mouth. He said the eminent domain, the sidewalk. This guy right here, Mr. Viagra over here. No, so no. If you have you have to have what's wrong with having a bike path or a walking path or a both?
Well, it's both. And it's
On
big,
the
wide
beach.
one. Yeah, big,
Yeah,
wide
on
one.
the
Yeah,
beach,
yeah.
from
And
here to Red Coconut.
You
You
get your
solve the problem.
skateboarders, you get all those people like, Venice Beach,
Yeah.
California, all those places
Mission
have
Bay.
these huge Mission Bay, San Diego.
So how do we
Huge.
get that done?
Well, and the funny thing is there's tons of money available through all sorts of grants to get people off of roads and walking.
Yeah.
So we need somebody in this town to go after the grants and find out what's available because you can probably get most of it paid for.
Because I think if you did that, what do you think, Ron? You think that's a good idea, or no? It's a bad idea. He thinks it's a totally bad idea.
He does?
Yeah, who's
Well,
going
that's
to
what
pay
I'm
for
saying.
it? Yeah,
That's what I'm
that's the
saying. There's a
problem.
lot of money available for
If
this.
if there was free, if we had Ukraine money or Israel money or something like that, we could do it, right? I mean, would it be a good idea if the money wasn't an object? I mean, who wouldn't want to ride on the beach
Mhm.
there? There would be no bikers on Estero Boulevard. There would be just walkers,
That's
right?
right.
I mean,
Yeah.
who would risk their
Oh, yeah.
lives
Yeah.
on Estero Boulevard?
It'll be
It's
such
like a death trap.
prettier ride anyway.
Yeah,
Oh,
and you
for
get to see the
sure.
And we
beach.
can put that thing right on top of that big berm they keep sticking out there.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be nice. Yeah, and a big wall. All right,
Yeah, so an elevated.
Kim.
bike
What
path.
else? What else you got to share, Kim? We love that you come on the show. Yeah.
Thank you.
Show them your.
She's got some.
Oh, she got toenails too?
What color are the toenails?
That's she's taking a hard
Yeah.
pass on that.
Yeah.
So, where did you get? How much does an e-bike cost, by the way?
I don't know. I got one of the early ones when the pandemic started. I got it in Nashville because they've got great riding paths in Nashville.
Yeah.
So at the time we had a place in Nashville.
$1,400.
Mine was about $1,200, I think.
Okay.
12,
And you can get them
1400.
now, $600 or down into a lot cheaper.
The Nashville has those scooters where you pick up a scooter,
Oh.
you ride the scooter, and you put a scooter on the ground
If
somewhere.
anybody
It's a
ever
mess.
comes to the town and says we want to put those
No,
scooters in,
bad idea.
shoot them. Those things I called them the dead birds. They were
Yeah,
the bird
yeah,
scooter,
that-
and they just drop them wherever they left them, and there were
It's
birds
terrible.
all over town. They're just lying
Yeah.
around on the ground. And then about 4 companies came in,
Yeah.
and all you found were these dead scooters all over town.
Did you bring
Yeah.
your guitar so you can
I-
play a Jimmy
I did.
Buffett song?
I did not bring my guitar.
Like our guest
He
did
was on
yesterday.
his bike.
Sam did
I
last.
was on my
That would
bike.
be-
I did. Here's what I wanted to do with the traffic. It was so bad. I wanted to get a trailer for my e-bike so
And
I could
put it-
trailer my gear
Mhm.
down here because it took me 2 hours to get to Margaritaville from the south end of the island once.
Wow.
If I had my trailer, but then that would have required me to go on the sidewalk.
Yeah. Well, this is to be continued,
Mm.
of course. I mean, we'll see what happens when the town council discusses it. And I think they're going to talk about allowing e-bikes on the sidewalk and the beach. And if, I mean, the
regulate
plan,
the behavior.
yeah.
Yep.
I mean, can you ever regulate the behavior with the turnover of the tourists that come to town every year?
Well,
the obvious
that's
solution
what
is to
the
figure
sheriff
out.
does. Regulates behavior. That's what they're there for.
And then if they can fine everybody, and then they can pay for the mooring fields.
there you go.
You're getting
and a-
picked
and a
on big
bike
time
path.
today.
And a
Stephen
bike
Clark
path.
just
There you
solved
go.
it all.
Mic drop.
You know, the thing yesterday with the newsletter was that it's clear that people don't want to subsidize the mooring field. You're a taxpayer.
I don't think right now, while we're not a healthy economy. I mean, we're having enough trouble supporting ourselves.
Yeah.
Without the hotel rooms and things that we've lost.
Yeah.
So I don't see why we should be doing that. I understand they come to the mooring fields. They allegedly come in and use restaurants and things like that. I get that.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a big enough number to sit there and start asking us for money.
Yeah. If you saw some of the texts that I got from a local business, who the town says the mooring field residents are benefiting,
Right.
it would totally change your mind on what you think they're getting out of the mooring field. I'm never going to share that because it was in private, but it's an interesting thing to see that they are not able to operate and break even. I mean, what?
Nope, not going to say anything because what I say will give it away, and I
Yeah,
know
no,
you don't
we don't
want
want
to
to.
do
No,
that.
we don't
So
want to do
you're
that.
saying somebody tells you there is a big benefit to
There is not a big benefit in his eyes.
to the
There's
town.
not-
Okay,
her
so
eyes.
that's the point. Is if you've got that, then if you got no benefit, what are we subsidizing?
I don't know, because they say that if you didn't have the mooring field, people would just dock their boats and it would be chaos in the waters. That people would
We
just
need
be.
more dockage. I know that for sure.
Yeah. So what is it that you want to promote? Anything? Got anything you want to promote? Anything you guys want to promote?
I still want to
Sugar Shack Sessions. What's that all about?
I want to promote the Sugar Shack recording studio in Bonita, building a brand new restaurant downtown Bonita Springs.
Nice.
Beautiful place.
So I got to cut an album. Should I come down to your studio?
You can come down to, you can get contact with Ed, the owner of
Eddie Kopp owns
All right.
Sugar Shack.
All right.
Well, thank you guys for coming on and good luck. Please be safe. Do you all wear helmets?
No.
Thank you.
You don't wear helmets, and Stephen
Oh.
Clark does wear
I
a
do.
helmet. Our e-biker friends, thank you so much for coming on. And Stephen, again, where are you
Thank
playing
you.
tonight?
So I'm a TV guy. If I hit my head, I could become a radio guy. Hit the bell. Hit the bell.
He's the first person outside of me or Kim that's ever hit the bell on the show.
I don't know if that's true.
But when I croak, I know she wants you to be the co-host of the show. She said that just over and over.
Well, we
again.
did the boat thing one day. I thought we got. I think we did
we did.
excellent. I thought
Yeah.
it was a great day.
So, and you also came down to Naples when we did the Compass
Yeah.
opening.
That was actually fun, and I actually got to go back because they wanted to
Oh,
offer.
you did?
They wanted to offer us a room. The night I
Nice.
was there, but my wife was out of town, and so they brought us back. So we were there Wednesday. It's a beautiful
Sweet.
place. Beautiful
Oh, they
place.
redid everything.
We
It's
hung around the
beautiful
pool and
in
drank
there.
some happy hour. The cheapest beer I found, I think, in Florida.
Wow.
Like $3 for an IPA.
Sweet. Now, in addition to the biking and the playing the music and making the $1 million in Detroit, you are also involved in the permitting process because your house is.
We got our permits.
You
and
got
we-
your permits.
We're now about 18 months into our 3-month build.
Yes.
So we're gonna be finished anytime now.
You let me stick to the jokes, man.
It is.
No, that was a good one.
Oh man.
Nobody got it.
So we're still plugging along, but we now have siding. So
Number one most requested song that you play.
oddly enough, it's probably My Damn Dog Won't Die.
Yeah, I love that one.
Yeah.
Nice.
Favorite show on Netflix?
Man, I tell you, I just finished watching. Oh no, it was on Apple. I'm sorry, that was on Apple TV.
What was that
Slow
one?
Horses. Oh,
Anyone see that one?
Slow Horses.
Slow Horses? Yeah.
It's based on a British series of spy novels, but it is such.
Oh, I got to
a
look
great-
that up.
Oh, it is such a
I
great
love the
series.
spy
That's
novel
on
stuff.
Apple?
That's on Apple.
Okay.
Yeah. So
What's
that
the
was
last book you read?
good. Well, let's see. I'm still reading right now. I'm reading a W.E.B. Griffin Presidential Protection Series.
I see. Very
I read about
nice.
6 books a
Yeah.
week.
Come on.
Do you
I
do
do.
Audible or you?
I
just
do read them online. I got ebooks. I got about 10 of them loaded.
You
on
read
my,
6 books a week.
about 6 books a
You
week.
want to make yourself look smarter than everybody in this
I
crowd
just don't.
by
I just
saying
don't
that.
sleep.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm not. There's a joke there, but I'll
Trust
let
me.
it go.
Trust me. When you're reading presidential protection knowledge, I
Yeah.
am very, very wise in the ways of what armaments
What
are
if,
used to shoot
if
people.
you were to give the town council a grade right now, what would it be?
Slow. You get like a
No,
like
A
C
being
for
the
I'd
best.
say like a C for being too slow.
You're giving them a C.
C for
The
being
town
too slow.
manager, what would you give him as a
I
grade?
don't know what role he is playing in this whole thing yet.
I see.
But the town council, I still believe, is just going too slowly. I think we need to be moving quicker, especially in relation to what's going on, like at Times Square,
Yeah.
commercial
Well,
buildings.
the
I think
town
they're-
has nothing to do with Times Square.
well, I know the building, the permit process, the design process,
Yeah,
and stuff like
But
that.
if you knew the people that were behind the Times Square thing, you would understand why it's going
Well,
so
I know
slow.
some of the owners, and I understand where some of the problems coming from.
Yeah.
But I also know some of their frustration is they're trying to get guidance on what's going to be allowed before they start spending a lot of money.
Well, some of the problem with Times Square is they are the owners.
Yeah.
That's the problem
Right.
that we have down there. So if you were on the town council and the Moss Marina project came up in front of you, how would you vote?
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. 3
Right away.
hotels.
By the way.
No, with no.
No problem at all.
No problem at all.
No
well, first of all,
adjustments, no-
they talk about the traffic problem. Well, the good news is they're right at the base of the bridge, basically.
Yeah.
So I don't think traffic's going to hit the whole island. You're going to have to figure out how to get them from
Because
there to there.
getting on the island's so easy.
Well, yeah, right. But still, it's not like they're going to get on the island and clog it up.
Yeah. So if you were
Well,
to,
they're going to clog it up getting on.
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, but everybody's doing that already.
so if you were to vote on the outrigger tomorrow, yes or no, 17 stories.
I haven't looked at that project much, but
You sound like Dan. You sound like the mayor.
I know. Well, that's the good default. You said no. I haven't looked deeply into it. I don't have a problem with putting another project because we live on the south end. And
Yes,
that's
you
kind
do.
of our end
Yeah.
right there. There are already buildings close to that height
Yes.
there, so why not? What's the problem with it?
Okay. So you should. Why don't you run for town council?
Because I have a very low tolerance for idiots like me.
Okay. But don't you think you would be a good mix? You're an idiot. They're not idiots. It would be a good mix.
Yeah. No.
Not at all.
No, I've done enough careers.
Okay.
Not
Ladies and
interested.
gentlemen, big hand for Stephen Clark. We appreciate him coming on. He's an e-biker and also a entertainer on the island. Thanks, man. Tomorrow
That's
night, right here. All right, before we bust out of here, need to tell you about Jorge Barrera. You know what's so funny? I don't know if you saw the walk around I did this morning at 1:30. Turn my own microphone off. Sorry, I'm still drugged up from Monday. 130 Jefferson Street. You need to watch that. That really is a cool looking house. Well, Jorge shows up with his dog. He's got some kind of, what kind of dog is that? A French bulldog. I mean, I got to get another dog soon, because if I don't have another dog when this one dies, I'm going to be like when the vet said, I think your dog has a brain tumor. I started crying like a little girl. I started crying. Like, I'm sitting there, she's sitting there, my daughter's sitting there. I'm the only one crying. That it's like, all right. Where was I? Oh, Jorge brought his dog to 130 Jefferson Street today, and we were getting the tour of the house. And then he's texting me after I left the house. He goes, I can't start my car. Do you have jumper cables? I'm like, no, but I'll take your dog. Does your dog need protection or something? But you guys know, if you need to sell or buy a property here on Fort Myers Beach, you want to call Jorge Barrera, because he's damn right sitting in his car right now, because the damn thing won't start. And he's waiting for somebody with jumper cables at 239-791-9893, 239-791-9893. 130 Jefferson Street. There's an open house there today. If you have some kind of misconception about a modular home, you want to walk through 130 Jefferson Street, and they put that house together in pieces. In January, they took to 2 levels on a truck and they just dropped it. And now it's just like, it looks like a regular house. If you have a chance to go check it out, you really should. There's also an open house today at the Historical Society. Why are you looking at me? Can't you just finish the show with me? Come over and finish the show with me. Gosh, jeez. I'm going to hold the chair nice and tight, just in case, because, this is water.
Well, that actually...
That is.
I'm glad you brought that up. No, last week it was a watered down seltzer. This week it is club soda.
All right. So now I forgot what we were talking about. Oh, the open house is an open house at the Historical Society and the Otsego Bay. They're having
We're from Otsego County.
Right. They're having an open house there as well. And so if you have nothing else to do today, it's such a nice day on Fort Myers Beach.
Yep.
Please enjoy all that, or come to Wahoo Willie's tomorrow at 11 o'clock, and you'll get a chance to ask questions. We got a long list of questions.
Are people going to have to listen through your same stories tomorrow?
No, I'm not going to tell. Okay. I'm not going to bring up the tooth and the dog and anything like that. I know how that annoys you, and I'm sure I'm going to get an earful tonight when we go home. The Knicks are playing tonight at 6 o'clock, and the Rangers are playing tomorrow at 3 o'clock. So New York is in the house.
No, I want to pick.
No, okay, somebody.
I want to.
All right, here we go. We got 2 more to go. Somebody gave one back. All right. Nice to see you all participating in our fun little radio games. All right. The 4th winner is Doug
Cornell.
Doug Cornell here. Is Doug still here? Doug Cornell.
My
okay.
God, they left.
Is Doug here?
No, they left.
All right. We're giving away. Cam's hair looks awesome. Sorensen says. Very nice.
That's Valerie.
Cindy says the path along the beach. Blah, blah, blah. That's the long one, Cindy. All right. Becky's watching. Thank you, Becky. Great show.
Doug Ehlers.
Doug Ehlers. Very nice. All right,
Did
Doug.
I pronounce it correct?
Cool.
It's you don't care as long as you got one.
Do you want to pass?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, one more to go. Oh, put that back in there. Very nice. Last pass. These are free passes to the Fins Up pool. If you haven't been to the pool, the rates right now are only $40, $10 for kids. Marsha's a big prize winner. We love giving prizes to Marsha. Any final parting words, dear?
No.
All right, everybody. Thank you all for coming. We'll see you tomorrow at Wahoo Willie's. We appreciate you all coming to License to Chill Restaurant. Thanks and have a great day. Enjoy the beach. Bye-bye.